Welcome back to Unlocking Universal, your key to everything Universal Orlando. I'm Holly, your guide, and today we are tackling another big question I get a lot. Which Universal hotel is right for me? Whether you're a budget traveler, a family looking for space, or someone chasing those sweet elite perks, I'll teach you how to navigate the options and find your perfect fit. Let's unlock the secrets to making your stay unforgettable. Staying on site at Universal Orlando isn't just about the proximity to the parks. Now that's really super nice because as you know, Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, Volcano Bay are like boom, 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 right next to each other. And the new Epic Universe is opening up just about 12 to 15 minutes down the road. So even if you're traveling from the North Campus to the South Campus, which is where Epic Universe is currently being finished up, it's still not that much. So the proximity is huge. But it's also in Orlando, and there are hotels all over the place. So why would you choose to stay on site? Well, one of the reasons that we may have touched on in a previous episode is that you can often stay on site for the same price point that you would to stay off site. Well, then what is the difference? Well, the difference lies in the perks of staying on site. It's about enhancing your experience with exclusive benefits that are going to save you time, they're going to reduce your stress, and they're going to add extra fun to your trip. So here's a flyover of some of the perks that you can expect if you stay on site. You're going to have early park admission. Now, this one is a big one because this is going to get you into the dry parks of Universal Studios Florida, or most often it's going to be Islands of Adventure a whole hour before the posted opening time. Why I say it's mostly Islands of Adventure is because it's the Wizarding World that's going to open up early, and it's for Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. It's for Hagrid's. If you want to ride Hagrid's, that early park admission time is golden because you don't want to spend hours of your day, standing in line for. I mean, it is an amazing ride. It's totally worth it. But why would you do that when you can walk in, go to the back, and wait 5-10 minutes, which is basically just walking through the queue in order to ride it. So early park admission is fantastic. Sometimes during busy times of the year, busy seasons, Easter break, maybe Christmas, 4th of July, they may have early park admission either on alternate days or both on the same day with Islands of Adventure and sometimes with Universal Studios as well. So that is definitely an excellent perk of staying on site. You're going to have transportation options that are completely free to you to use. My favorite of all those is the water taxi, and I will sing their praises to these guys all the time because it is, going through the security hubs, not bad. They're very efficient. They're very good. They know how to get the job done, and it's fine. But there's 153,000 people there, and granted, you're going to be around those 153,000 people while you're in the parks. Why start that any earlier than you have to? Am I right? But not only that, when you're done for the day, and when I say when you're done for day, when you're done for the day, when your dogs are barking and your back has had it and you just want to get back to your hotel, get in that hot tub, have a little drink with an umbrella, the best way to get there is to take a water taxi. I mean, that way you don't have to go all the way back out through the security hub and out to the parking garages or down to the buses or whatnot. And again, if that is what you do, it's totally fine. But the water taxis are better. Trust me on this one. And there are also walking paths all around Universal Orlando Resort. There's a little asterisk there, and let me explain why. There are 6 hotels that you can be staying at, and you can utilize these walking paths. And those 6 hotels are going to be, Portofino Bay, Hard Rock Hotel, Royal Pacific, Sapphire Falls, Aventura, and Cabana Bay. I don't think I missed any of them. But basically the ones that are right there at the parks. Now, I didn't include Endless Summer Resort because while they are technically on-site hotels, we've talked about this before, they're about a mile away. And while there's a lot of things you can do that you really shouldn't do, right? Well, walking from Endless Summer Resorts to the parks is one of those things because one, it's going to take you a while. You have to cross major highway, not safe, don't do it. And also, if you are staying at one of the 3 hotels by Epic Universe, you could walk to Epic Universe, but you're not going to want to walk to the parks that are on the North Campus. So if you're staying at the South Campus, you're not going to walk to the North. You're not going to walk to the South. And if you're at Endless Summer, you're not walking anywhere. So, but the walking paths are very nice. They are beautiful, actually. They're very relaxing, as well as a way to get around. You're going to have the convenience of resort-wide charging privileges and merchandise delivery. Each of the hotels has unique themes and amenities that are going to add magic to your stay. So when you walk out of the parks and you're done for the day, your vacation doesn't have to kind of end. Your theme park part of your vacation, because it just is extended when you're staying at one of these on-site hotels, because they are so tightly knit with the rest of your experience. And the granddaddy of all perks is the complimentary Express Unlimited Pass that you can have if you're staying at certain hotels, and we're going to talk about that. But these perks are foundational to why staying on site at Universal is totally worth it. Now let's explore the hotel categories and see how these benefits vary and how you can choose the best fit for your trip. So when I say we're going to talk about the hotel categories, I say that with a little bit of a giggle, because Universal recently realigned their hotel categories. They got rid of 2 categories, they added 1 new one. But the bottom line is that the perks within the categories are not necessarily consistent with the hotels that are in each category. This may be more cohesive and less, wonky as time passes and more changes come to Universal Orlando Resort because of Epic opening. Epic opening is kind of throwing a wrench into everything. I guess that would be like a Donkey Kong wrench, right? Well, anyway, that's my guess. But for now, this is what we have, and here's my best advice. Learn the categories, kind of know them, and then just forget about them. We're going to focus on what really matters, and that's finding the hotel that works best for your trip and what that needs to be based on. And the name of a category is not important. We're going to do more of an in-depth exploration of each hotel in future episodes, but here's a basic breakdown to help you get started. So first, there are 11 on-site resort hotels. 8 of them are already open. Numbers 9, 10, and 11 are going to be all open by Memorial Day weekend of 2025. There are 3 categories with which these 11 hotels are broken down into. Value Inn and Suites, that's the first one. There are 3 hotels in that category. Prime Value, there are also 3 hotels in that category. And the brand new Signature Collection, which consists of the other 5 hotels. So, little side note here. While I am a stickler for proper nomenclature, it's like I don't have to say Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure every single time for you to know that that's what I'm referring to when I say Hagrid's, right? So I'm going to shorten these hotel names occasionally too. So I'm also going to tell you how Universal describes each category, just so you maybe have a little bit of a better understanding straight from the horse's mouth, or the donkey's mouth, if the case may be. So first up is the Value Inns and Suites. Universal says, Universal's Value Inns and Suites are the fun, affordable option offering rooms as well as spacious suites with kitchenettes. With quick service dining, resort-style amenities, and convenient service, these hotels offer guests exactly what they need, including exclusive theme park benefits. The hotels in this category include both of the Endless Summer resorts, those are sister resorts, that's Surfside Inn and Suites and Dockside Inn and Suites, and Cabana Bay Beach Resort. Now, if you've been around Universal at all, you might think that's a very odd pairing to put Cabana Bay in this category, being that it is directly on the North Campus. It has its own, it literally has its own entrance into Volcano Bay. It has the winding, the lazy river. It's just how this is my opinion, and I don't even know. I just make stuff up sometimes, but I think it's because it's the largest hotel on property, so it almost always has availability, right? And then also because of that, it almost always has some kind of a discount or a promotion or a deal going on to take advantage of. So I don't know. Time will tell. I really feel like Universal is staging things for future changes that, we just can't possibly know anything about at this point. But those are the 3 that make up that category. Now, the second category is the prime value category. And Universal's prime value hotels are the sweet spot with a mix of services and amenities made for comfort and affordability. Guests at these hotels enjoy thoughtful resort style conveniences and an array of fast casual dining options and exclusive theme park benefits. The hotels in this category are Aventura Hotel, which she's kind of all by herself at this point, but she won't be that way for long though, because Stella Nova will be opening at the South Campus on January 21st, and shortly thereafter, her sister resort, Terra Luna, is expected to open on March 25th. Finally, we come to the Signature Collection. Universal says the Signature Collection offers expansive, full-service amenities, exceptional dining, distinguished service, immersive theming, and an array of the most exclusive theme park benefits. I like the way they said that because this is where the dissension occurs. This is where the benefits aren't the same for every hotel in this category. Now, this category consists of Sapphire Falls, which delights me because that's my favorite hotel, Hard Rock Hotel, Royal Pacific Resort, and Portofino Bay Hotel, along with the magnificent new Helios Grand, which will be opening on May 22nd. And as I was saying, here is the catch. Not all of these 5 signature hotels offer the same perks. Hard Rock Hotel, Royal Pacific, and Portofino Bay. I like to refer to them as the OG3 because they were the first 3 hotels built on property at Universal Orlando Resort, and they are the ones that originally were called the Premier Resorts. This OG3 is the only group whose guests get to enjoy the benefits of priority seating at hotel restaurants, resort restaurants, City Walk restaurants, almost all of them. I think that Bubba Gumps usually doesn't participate in that, but there may be one here or there that doesn't. But it really is almost all the restaurants. So it's not like they say some of them and it's like 3. It's a nice benefit for you to be able to just walk up and it's kind of like a express pass for the restaurants. But the granddaddy of all the perks is also one that the OG3 guests get to enjoy, and that is the complimentary Express Unlimited. This alone is often very worth just staying at these 3 hotels. So I'm not going to lie, it really is. You got to run the numbers, but it's fantastic. So Sapphire Falls does not offer Express Pass, but offers deluxe amenities at a lower price point. So that's kind of nice, including those water taxis. Y'all, I love those water taxis. And Helios Grand is designed to offer premium luxury with unique perks, like being able to walk out that back door and straight through the portal to Dark Universe. Okay, into the world of your choice at Epic Universe, but I know where I'm going. I'm just saying. So now that you know the basics, the real question is, what's most important to you and how do you figure that out? Here's where it all comes together. So if you Google, like, how do I choose a hotel? One of the biggest pieces of advice you're going to get is one that I don't fully agree with. I think you'll see that people are often told to start determining their budget when choosing a hotel. Like, first thing you do, figure out your budget. To that I say pish posh, because budget is just one priority. It's just one factor. And there's often some play there, even if you don't realize it at first. And that could be extremely important to your ending decision. I believe the first step should be to take inventory of all your priorities. Priorities, this is a vacation. It's supposed to be fun. No, this is fun too, but priorities really is the best way to describe it, because budget is important for sure, but value and cost are not the same thing. And that's really important to understand. The perfect hotel is about finding the right balance of priorities like location, amenities. Now, amenities both needed and preferred, cost, of course, and the little extras that will make your stay as enjoyable as possible. So if you'll indulge me for a moment, I have this vision. I see hotel choice as a colorful spectrum, more so than like black and white choice or linear choices. this one or this one. I see more, it's a spectrum, all the colors, there's some overlap, all those things. And all the wants and the needs of any particular trip, and this is dynamic, it will change based on the trip. The priorities we establish are what moves us around that spectrum and ultimately outline the best choice or choices. So, how do you determine priorities? It's easy. You figure out the goal of the trip. What? Yeah, every trip has a goal, even if we don't consciously realize it right away. Stop and think about it. Every trip you've ever gone on, it's had a goal. Now, whether you accomplish that goal or not, that's a different question. And we may need to dig a little bit, but start with the theme of the trip, and it'll come. So here's a simple example, like from my travel agenting side. 4 adult best friends come to me and they're going to travel to Universal. After asking some questions, I find out that the theme may very well be girls' trip. In talking with them, we find out that it's a chance for them to reconnect with one another and disconnect with the rest of the world. The goal then, in my opinion, is relaxation mixed in with park time and lots of no-rush dining. From this, we can see some big priorities emerge. Maximizing efficiency of theme park time, downtime so that they can actually enjoy their fabulous resort hotel and the restaurants they're in, as well as enjoying each other without the chaos around them. Now, that's fun chaos. I don't say that in a negative way, but sometimes you just want a quiet conversation. Or maybe a big loud one up at Bar 17 Bistro. But I would be confident recommending one of the OG3. Why? This will give the ladies the perks and the time to achieve their vacation goals, as these hotels offer the most luxury, priority seating at most of the restaurants around the property. We talked about that. And that big old perk, complimentary Express Unlimited. This alone is going to allow the ladies to spend the least amount of time in the queues, which gives them the most time to do the other things, or nothing at all. You've seen the memes, right? Hashtag vacation goals. Who knew it was a real thing? But it really is. And figuring it out is going to make your life so much easier. Whatever your priorities are, taking a little time to identify them is going to help you and your travel professional that's helping you hone in on what will work and what won't. Determine those priorities first, people. Just do it. What are some important priorities to consider to get you jump started? Well, amenities and services, pools, dining options, fitness centers, other recreation, location and transportation. Do you hate buses? Do you want to walk? Because you want to, I don't know, you need to put in 25,000 steps before you even get to the park that day. I don't know. There's some weirdos like that out there. But, do you need a place, to go and exercise? That's okay too. Are you bringing Fido or Fifi along with you? Because you can actually do that at some of the hotels at Universal Orlando. Is there a theme or a vibe that you are just really into? And that may sound silly, but it's the little things, or maybe it's not such a little thing, I don't know, that can really matter the most. Why I love Sapphire Falls so much is I love that vibe. I love the steel drums, the Caribbean vibe. I love it. It doesn't hurt that it's right next door to Royal Pacific and I can go over there and get my amazing pretzels, but I want to lay my head down at Sapphire Falls most nights. I love the vibe. So, you know what? It can be a big deal. How close to the parks do you want to be or do you need to be? Do you get anxious, if it takes you too long to get from point A to point B? That's a real thing, and that's okay. Are you traveling with special equipment? One thing that comes to mind right away is, an ECV, a scooter. Now, while I will say that Universal's complimentary transportation, including the buses, they are pretty seamless and they run so well and they just make everything so convenient. It does take time to get the ECVs on and loaded and then get them, unhooked and everything like that. If you just want to avoid that, maybe the walking paths are the way to go. Perhaps taking those wonderful water taxis, might be more up your lane. It doesn't really matter, but it's something to consider. Maybe it doesn't matter to you at all. That's fine. That's part of why we flesh out what our priorities are. What is your party size and what is the makeup? Is it just a couple? Is it a few friends? Is it a family, small family, big family, multi-generational groups? This can matter so much not only to the hotel, but to the actual rooms because, for example, Stella Nova and Terra Luna have a maximum occupancy of 4, and that's the only size room they have, where a lot of the hotels will have, a family suite or something bigger or, rooms that can connect in multiple different ways to accommodate larger families. So then you have to consider, the party makeup. If you want to stay at one of those hotels and maybe you have kids, you need 2 rooms to accommodate, but your children are small, that's not going to be the best choice for you. And when you get these priorities kind of hashed out, this is where your travel professional can come in clutch and really make things come together. When we work through determining our priorities in light of the trip's goal, we'll often discover that a hierarchy emerges. It's a bit to me like house hunting. So, you know how you start out with that wish list of all these things that you just have to have in your brand new house, and then you start going to open houses and showings and stuff. And pretty quickly we learn that there are trade-offs that we're willing to make, you know. So, some features might not matter as much as we initially thought, while others become, flat out deal breakers. The key is to identify what you truly need and what you can compromise on. By ensuring the choices we make align with our priorities and ultimately that goal, we learn what's most important, which allows us to make the best choices. So what have we learned together here today? We've learned that we need to identify our trip's goal. That our trip actually has a goal. We learned that first, and we're going to identify what that is. Once we've done that, we can figure out what our must-haves, our deal breakers, and our I don't really cares items are. And 3, we're going to be able to match those priorities to the hotel category, individual property, and the perks that fit you best. Because Universal has a hotel for every type of traveler, from budget-friendly to luxury. Staying on site truly enhances your visit, and with exclusive perks like that early park admission and maybe even that complimentary Express Unlimited, you can't go wrong. Next time, we'll tackle transportation and logistics, including how to combine Universal and Disney in one trip without, hopefully, losing your mind. I think it can be done. I really do. If this episode has helped or entertained you, please follow the podcast or subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Either way, share it with your fellow theme park enthusiasts and leave a review. It's helpful to others. Leave me a glowing review, and I'll personally make sure your 2025 calendar has fewer Mondays than 2024 did. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time. Now get out of here and do something nice for someone.